Hey guys, it's Sam, and I've been getting a lot of requests recently, a lot, to draw more Marvel fan art, and I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to draw Nightwing, right? So, this drawing was just kind of out of the blue, out of nowhere sort of thing. I didn't actually plan for this. I was actually not even thinking of recording it. I was like, oh, I just feel like doodling right now, and I feel like doodling Nightwing. And then I was on a whim, like, okay, maybe it'll turn into something and I'm gonna regret not recording it from the beginning, so I'll go ahead and record it anyway. And I did, and I'm glad I did now. Because it ended up turning into a full-blown drawing sort of thing. This one was actually kind of really fun to work with. I've been doing a lot of practicing on the side. If you follow my Patreon, then you've seen a lot of what I've been doing, and I kind of wanted to put all that built up practice to the test, and that's kind of what this picture was. And I kind of had an idea of, I was looking up like jumping poses or whatever, and then I found one I kind of liked and I played with it a little bit, and then I kept thinking throughout the whole time, what kind of background am I gonna do? What sort of thing am I gonna do? Because I knew I wanted to have a background because I'm so tired of just putting a solid color or a quick gradient. It's like maybe some sort of glowing lights, and then it's like, well, what if I put an actual like background, like a full-blown city, and I wanted to shoot myself, but I was like, let's go for it anyway. I think the only actual practice of like legit teaching that I've ever had with perspective was in middle school, where we had like a month, I think, maybe even less than that, of just learning the bare basics of perspective, and that was it. I have like no further teachings from that, and I mean, I've glanced at tutorials and I've fiddled like for 2 seconds maybe, but nothing like spending this much time and effort on it. And oh my god, the end result is not what I obviously would have wanted, but mostly because he blocked so much of what the perspective lines are. So all the buildings look crooked and messed up, mostly just the one that's completely visible, that's not blocked by his body. So it looks like this really screwed up, like I'm just stupid and I don't know how to draw, and it's like, no, I was following perspective lines, and if you didn't have him there, it would look really cool. But in terms of just the background in general, like it's better than a gradient, so I'm happy with myself about that. The one thing that I think I like the best about this is actually what comes at the very end, which is the highlights, the backlighting of him. I just feel like I did a particularly good job, not to toot my own horn or anything. But this one was a lot of fun. It was just basically one giant experiment, especially with the background. Like, after I did that initial stuff, like I'm working on it again right now, but like after I did the initial thing, I was like, I can't work on it anymore. I need to have a break. I need to go back to Nightwing. I need to do something different, and maybe I'll come back to it, but I'd probably most likely change it to be something simpler. And then I worked on Nightwing for a little bit, and I was like, no, I mean, like, let me just try. Let me just go a little bit farther and maybe, you know, do something simple, do something I know how to do, which is doing clouds. I can do clouds. So that's what I did next. It's like, oh, well, adding the clouds makes it look kind of cool. What if I go a little bit further and do something else? And that, I think, helps me the most in terms of actually completing this background. And hey, it was worth the effort. It's not a perfect background, but I mean, damn, it's a background, which is more than I can say for like more than half of my drawings. But yeah, working on the highlights now, that was definitely like the most fun part. That really helped make him pop, because that was the part I was worried about the most, was trying to incorporate him into this scene and background. So I put a little bit of smoke in front, and then those highlights, that's what really did it. I mean, really, this piece was me trying to beat my Gambit piece, which I have done exactly, like, almost exactly 2 years ago in 2014, the end of April, which was when I drew this. This video is actually going up later, and I don't know if I beat it or not, but I've definitely improved. There will be a bonus video this Saturday of me going through a detailed walkthrough of exactly my thoughts, steps, techniques, all of that for this picture, so keep an eye out for that. Link in the description when that goes out. And thanks for watching. Bye!